Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the leadership show for today. We appreciate you for always being here to join us and listen to the guests that we bring to share important development issues with you. And this afternoon, we are going to talk about how ready your business is or your enterprise is for funding. And we have brought you an expert in this sector, and I'm talking about Chidi Koldsweat, the CEO of Donors for Africa Foundation. So before I tell you more about that, let me just take a look at what she's offering today. On the leadership show today, our guest is Chidi Koldsweat, like I said before, the founder of Donors for Africa Foundation, a grant management organization that works with governments, funding institutions, the private sector, philanthropy organizations, NGOs, and social impact organizations to break the cycle of poverty in Africa. As the founder of Donors for Africa, Chidi has trained over 1,000 plus nonprofits, raised $30 million in direct and indirect funding, and they reach over 31,000 unique accounts weekly via their social media platforms, where she provides knowledge to her nonprofit community. They also launched a premier digital social innovators bootcamp, which has recorded tremendous impacts over a short time. Chidi was drafted into the African Youth Front on COVID-19, launched by the African Union, Office of the Youth Envoy, with the support of Africa for Disease Control and Prevention, where she represents the MILEAD Network Africa. She has received several awards and recognitions, including the 100 Women Impacting Africa. In 2020, she received the Social Media for Social Good Awards, flew the Nigerian flag at the launch of the Arab African Youth Platform in 2019, pitched her organization at the World Bank Youth Summit. In 2014, CEO Global gave Chidi an award as a finalist, Africa's most influential woman in management, business, and public service under the civil society category. In the same year, she was nominated by the Chinese embassy to participate in the 3-week cultural exchange program under the Chinese Association for International Understanding. In 2013, she became a Vital Voices Lead Fellow and was also nominated amongst the 100 unseen women changing her world. In 2011, she was selected among Africa's 25 most outstanding emerging women leaders under the Moremi Initiative for Leadership. Our guest Chidi has a master's degree in public administration and international affairs from the University of Lagos, and she's currently pursuing a leadership certificate in international organization management from the University of Geneva. For all of these contributions to the actualization of the SDG and more, our guest has been featured on several local and international media, including the NBC, CBS, Fox News, and today she's here with us on the Leadership Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the show this afternoon. And our guest is already seated. Chidi Koldsweat is her name. And I know that you are ready to learn from her wealth of experiences, especially as it concerns enterprises and their ability to raise funding from both government and international agencies. Chidi, you're welcome to the show once again.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you. We are so excited. Despite your tight schedules, you are able to grant us the privilege to have you on the show this afternoon. It is a real privilege. We thank you so much, my sister.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. So let's hit the ball rolling. I just read your brief profile. Even though it's brief, but it's wonderful, fully loaded. With amazing achievements within the short time. Because looking at you, I can guess your age, even though I'm not going to say that. So yeah, I want to know how did you achieve all of this within this short time?
Thank you so much, Remy. You're so kind. So we were having this conversation earlier on. I had told you that, compared to our counterparts in other parts of the world, I honestly think that probably I'm still on my journey. And most likely I'm still on my journey, and just to say thank you. It's so short a while, I would say, first off, I have to say it's God. This is not me being spiritual. This is not me being preachy. This is me just being honest, right? everyone should have a faith or have something that they believe in, right? And I happen to believe so much in God. And I think that has really, really helped, increase or speed up my journey, right? Because when you have someone who tells you what to do part-time, it makes your journey easier. It makes it faster, right? Because you're not making too many mistakes. I would also say something else that I can also say may have worked for me was being clear about what I wanted to do, my contribution to the world early enough. Early enough here is my very first job. So I can't tell you I knew what I was doing in university, but I knew that I didn't want to work in a bank. I didn't want to work in any organization that wasn't tied towards making an impact. So having that clarity earlier on, I think it helped me to take decisions that aligned with where I was headed. And as soon as you know where you're going, it becomes okay, what do I need to get to this destination, to begin to pick it up along the way. So that's what I would say have brought me, I have done so far, in your sense of humility. Thank you.
Oh, very good. Very interesting. You said that you never had intention of working in a bank or in a paid job, so to say.
Yeah.
So yes, that's interesting. You found your purpose, very early in life, and that guided you. And here we are talking about Donors for Africa and the huge impact you're making around the world. Okay, so let me dig deeper and know what informed the founding of this Donors for Africa. What led you into
Thank you.
founding? Yes.
So, because of my background in development, because I have worked all my life in development, right? And I've been involved with working with nonprofits, helping them access funds, not necessarily access funds in the form of grant writing, but I've pretty much been in the development space all my life. So I know the issues. I've been on the field a lot of times. One thing that stood out for me was the reality that 1 minute you go to a community, you have this fantastic organization, you partner with the organization, you deliver a fantastic project, lives are transformed, and you come back in 2 months, in 3 months for a monitoring and evaluation, just like a lot of our businesses, and they are nowhere to be found. When I say they are nowhere to be found, I mean they have packed up, they have closed shop. And when you get in touch with the people who were working in the organization, and they tell you things like, oh, I mean, from my perspective, these are things that are like, we are working towards achieving the sustainable development goals. But everybody is working in silos. Everybody is working in their own space, in their own corner. You don't find a lot of solutions that are targeted to the nonprofit sector, but you find solutions that are targeted to people who are running for profit-making businesses. And we keep forgetting that social entrepreneurs, they are entrepreneurs. They go through the same challenges that businesses go through. But the only difference is number one, the mode of registration. One is for profit, the other one is not for profit. But you must market, you must run an effective board, you must have the right documentation, you must access financing, you must grow your nonprofit. These are the same exact issues that for-profit making businesses were facing, but nobody was attending to us. So when I left paid employment, I decided that what I wanted to do in my work, I didn't want to start another NGO. I didn't want to start working on women or girls. I believed I had too much skill set to just focus on that one thing. So I wanted to work in an area that cuts across and that gives me an opportunity to contribute to, that becomes like a connecting body to all these other numerous organizations and also help them achieve their purposes. And that was really the reason why we started Donors for Africa Foundation.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So when was that? When was that?
So we did a test run. I know you would laugh, but honestly, we did a test run in 2018. When I mean test run, we're trying out different programs, wanted to know, is there a need? You know how businesses are encouraged to do, what do you call it, a pilot phase, test your product in the market. That was exactly what we did. We did a test run in the market and the reception was amazing. So we officially registered the organization in 2019, but we started in 2018.
Oh, wonderful. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think my audience would like to know what exactly you do at Donors for Africa. What do you do at Donors for Africa Foundation?
Oh wow! Whenever I'm asked that question, I laugh because so many things start running through my head. Okay, so I would say this simply: we work with all the key stakeholders to eradicate conversations around poverty or to eradicate poverty on the African continent. So what this simply means is we work with governments, we work with the private foundations and institutions, we work with the non-profits, we work with the international agencies. And what we do is that we become like a connecting organization where we are helping governments identify what is the missing link, what should you do when it comes to the formation of policies. And then we are telling the non-profit, this is what your donors want. Do you have it? This is why you are struggling. Then we are telling the donors, the non-profits are having issues with this sort of eligibility criteria, adjust it. So what we want to do, or what we're doing at DFA is that we are connecting the dots between all the key stakeholders. So our work involves a lot of stakeholder meetings, donor engagement, non-profit training, empowering profits to access financing. And I would say this is just a brief summary of the work that we do, but we pretty much strengthen the capacity of non-profits to access funds, achieve the SDGs, but most importantly, build sustainable organizations so that our change or the change that we are looking to achieve is consistent, right? And that's what we do here at Donors for Africa.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for telling us what you do at Donors for Africa. Don't worry. Let me go to the comment section and see what people are saying. Oh, we have some people here already. This one is from Crypto Azar. He's saying, or she, I don't know. Nice. He's saying nice. Okay. This one is from Juliet. Juliet from Abia State. Okay, you are here. We appreciate you, Juliet. This one is from Treasure Christian. I can't miss this for anything. Okay, Treasure, you can't miss this for anything. We thank you that you are here. Okay, this one is Rosalind Jeremiah. No synergy funding for social entrepreneurs, NGOs. Okay, no synergy for okay, no synergy funding for good. So this one is from Gabriel. Nice one here. Okay. This one again is from Rosalind. Solving problems from your own problem rather than complain. Well done. Okay, that's fantastic.
Thank you, Rosalind.
Okay, this one is from Rosalind again. Congratulations. Okay. Okay, she's asking, yes, please, what do you do? Oh, she's joining me to ask you. And Rosalind, I think Chidi has been able to answer that. And when we go deeper, you'll be able to know more about them. Then this one is connecting donors to entrepreneurs and non-profits, building systems for attracting donors. Okay, good, that's fine. All right. So this one is from Treasure. I am okay. Joy. Okay, good. Okay, what type of donor? What type of donor? This one is from Treasure. Okay, so let me leave them and go back to the discussion so that they don't keep us talking about their comments. Okay, so good. You have told us what you do at Donors for Africa Foundation. So can you share with us where within these few years, 2019 and 2021? So can you share with us some of your success stories so far?
I mean, God has been faithful. One of the things that we've been able to do well is that we've been able to train at least 1,000 non-profit organizations. And we've trained them on a wide variety of issues, from grant writing, to proposal writing, to marketing, to social media management, to newsletter writing. And we actually have another training coming up. It's a free training. It's happening on Friday, where we teach you how to design newsletters as a marketing tool. Another thing we've also done is that, based on sort of work we do in development that involves a lot of training, we've reached about now 7,000 people. That's the latest numbers we have, 7,000 people or non-profit across Africa. We've also raised both direct and indirect funding about $1 million. And I'm really hoping that funding amount is going to go up soon, as we're currently in talks with possible partners and donors. What else have we done? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Now talking about access to finance, we want to really know how what it means, for an enterprise to become fundable, to be able to receive funding from government agencies, from maybe investors and all of that. So what does it take for an enterprise to become fundable? What does it take? What does it take?
It takes a lot. I have to be honest with you, right? And the reality is, based on my experience, I have seen that a lot of organizations are not ready for the work. Many of us want money, but we're not ready to put in the work that comes with trying to access that money. So let me start from the beginning. Like I said, this is like a master's degree question in 5 minutes. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to attempt to respond to the question. The first place you want to start off, right, is to ask yourself, what do I need the funding for? Am I eligible to access that funding? What type of funding do I need? Okay. There are 8 different types of funding. I'm going to quickly run through some of them. Number one, there's funding from family and friends. And this type of funding is usually available when you are just entering the business world, when you're looking to access money to buy initial capital to launch your business. Usually, at this point, you're really ready to access any type of funding. You should only just concentrate on building the business, putting your books right, and having the documentation that are required. Number two, we have grants. Grants is a senior form of funding because grants don't usually require you to pay back. When you have access to grants, it's usually a better word. Free money that illustrates your impact story. So free money means there are no balance, 5% payment plan, nothing. It's pretty much organization like the Human Leadership to say, I have 1 million naira to give to 3 businesses, apply, and anybody who qualifies, you get the money, right? And that money is required for you to put into your business to grow your business. Number 3, we have loans. Loans are people or are types of resources you access when you are to a certain level in business and you are looking to scale up, which is why I asked the question. Before you start thinking of accessing funding, the first question you should ask is, what do I need the money for? So many times when people take loans, maybe they need to purchase a machine that can help improve their production processes, or maybe they need to purchase something that they need to be able to. Wow, my mic is breaking. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, sorry, I wanted to call your attention to that. Check your network or something. You're not coming clear.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Do I give you a break? So that you can fix it up. Okay, let me allow you to fix it up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are discussing how entrepreneurs, will be able to prepare their businesses or startups to be able to raise funding from investors, from government agencies, and maybe international organizations that are into impact investment. So that's what Chidi is discussing here this afternoon, and I'm sure that you are learning from her wealth of experiences, being the CEO of Donors for Africa Foundation, which is a grant management organization that works with government agencies, international agencies, private institutions, and all of that are into impact investments and SDGs. So, Chidi, are you better now? Okay, I think
yes, I am. I've had to switch my network options, and I'm trying to switch it to a mobile network that won't go off again. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, you're better now. That means we're going to repeat a few of the things that you said that we didn't hear very well. So let me go back to Yes, yes. So I think with the permission of our audience, I want to take her back to some of the issues that we didn't hear very well, like the success stories so far. We want to hear about that. So, Chidi, can you tell us your success stories so far? I mean, at
Oh,
Dollars
wow.
for yes.
Okay, so we have trained about 1,000 nonprofits. We have accessed about $31 million in direct and indirect funding. We currently reach over 47 new or unique accounts every week based on our most recent statistics that was conducted. And of course, we've received a couple of awards, including the Social Media for Social Good Awards. Thank you.
Okay, now back to the issue that you were discussing before the network issue was observed. Then we want to really understand what it takes for an organization, or sorry, we're talking about enterprises now and startups, so we want to know what it takes for them to become fundable. That was what you were discussing before the interruption.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. So what I had said prior to this time was to, first of all, you need to have a clear understanding. What do you need the funding for, right? Number two, what type of funding do you need? And then I was going into details to talk about the different types of funding that was available. We have funding from family and friends. We have grants. We have loans from bank. And then we have something called crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is pretty much where you go to a public platform, you put up your needs, and then you ask people to raise money. I mean, in countries like America and other international countries or foreign countries or countries abroad, they actually use this to sponsor education, they use this to travel, they use this to attend conferences. They use the system of funding for a lot of things. So it's something you may want to consider as well. You also have what we call bootstrapping. So bootstrapping is pretty much what a lot of businesses are currently doing. This is a situation where you are buying and selling, and then you are using the income that is generated from your buying and selling to improve or increase your ability to access funds. So you know how as you buy and sell, you make a profit. You buy and sell, you make a profit, plow it back into the business, your business grows. That's what a lot of businesses do at the moment. You also have business angels or angel investors. These are people who can decide to give you money for a short period of time to launch something within your business, and then you pay them back. You also have venture capitalists and, of course, business incubators. The trick in accessing funding is to, first of all, identify what type of funding you need. Number two, ensure that you are eligible to access the funding, because it's an extremely competitive process. The same way you are looking to access funds to grow your business is the same way 1 million other businesses are looking to access funds. So when they present this to an investor will always pick the business who has the clearest sense of purpose. They know what they are doing. They understand their books. I'm going to leave it there for now, so I don't go into full-scale teaching mode, but those are some of the things you want to be aware of when attempting to access funds.
Okay. Yeah, you talked about crowdfunding, and I understand that very well. And so I want to ask you, I'm sure you were part of the team that raised the money to fund is it Aramide Akinti Mehim scholar, what do you call it, fees overseas? Am I correct?
Oh no, I wasn't. I try not to get myself involved in such types of funding.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to ask you how is that possible in this our society? Because I remember I saw that on LinkedIn, and within 2 weeks or so, she raised thousands of pounds. That enabled her, pay her fees overseas. So I wanted to maybe engage you in a discussion on that. I thought you were part of that because she's one of our the brand Nigerian ambassadors, and she also served with Teach for Nigerian or something fellowship. So I thought you were the one that
No,
presented
I
it.
wasn't, but I can say a thing or two about that, right? A
Okay.
lot of times, right, before you publicly go out to raise funds, you must have
Okay.
a track record. You need to have a track record. You need to have, aside from your family and friends, can members of the public judge your sense of character? So she must have had a certain type of track record over a period of time. And then most importantly, she can make the connection between, if I get into this university, this is the value the university is going to give to me. And this is how I'm going to come back to make an impact in my home country. So you see that, for example, I know that Safety Chick is also currently fundraising for her education abroad. It's almost the same thing. People who have track record, right, who are now looking to access funding to pursue their vision, and they cannot do it alone. So they now begin to solicit support from people from around the world. And based on their track record, they may be able to access that funds. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? So that's very important. If you're looking to access crowd funds, then you must ensure that you have track record. Because don't forget that Nigerians, let me not say that, don't forget that a lot of people have raised money publicly, but the monies that they have raised have been used for something other than what they say they want to use the money for. So this is why if you're going to go publicly to crowdfund or to fundraise publicly through a crowdfunding system, it's important that you have a positive track record that people can go back, do a Google search, look at your track record, and be excited to put money into your project. So that's something else that I had also wanted to mention.
Okay, good. I needed to bring that up because I know that it's not easy for you just to go online and state your project and the needs for money, and people begin to put money. Yeah. So that's why I needed to. Yeah. So I appreciate your thoughts about that. That's very interesting. You need social capital before you can raise startup capital. Very Absolutely. Good. That's very interesting. Yes, and again, you talked about venture capital as one other form of funding. So these days, there's a craze for venture capitals, from young people, who are founders of startups. So I want to know, what is your opinion about it? Because we have had some people on the show who spoke, gave us their opinions about venture capital. Is it a good thing for young people, especially startups, to go for venture capitals at an early stage?
So I would answer this question this way, right? If after you have done your maths, if after you have looked at your organization internally, and you strongly believe that you need a venture capitalist, right, you can go ahead and get one. But what I would say to you is this: you must be aware of you must conduct your due diligence, number one. Number two, you must understand what is in it for them. Many a times when businesses assume that a venture capitalist is coming into their business because they like them, they like their idea. No. When a venture capitalist comes into your business, it's because there is money to be made. They have seen the potential for your business to go from 0 to 100 if it has access to the right type of financing. So they will say to you, rather than go through the stress of working for the next 5 years and trying to raise $1 million, I'll give you $1 million upfront over a 10-year period, right? The question now is, what are the returns on investment? Am I getting 20% equity in your organization? And there are so many different types available. For example, you can have venture capitalists who are only interested in the technical side of things. You can have venture capitalists who are only interested in giving you money, and then they will sit back, watch you make money, and then they take their money back, of course, 20 to 30, 40, 50% equity rates, depending, and they collect their money back in 10 years before the business can become solely yours. Some people are happy to be involved in the day-to-day activity. They want to determine the type of product you would launch. They want to determine the type of things you'll be involved in, the culture of your business. And this is why I said, conduct your due diligence. Ask yourself, what level is my business at? Some of you don't need venture capitalists because you are bootstrapping, you are growing at your pace, you are selling, making profits, plowing it back into the business. You've done it for 3, 4, 5 years, and you're not doing bad at all. Some of us don't need venture capitalists. Some of us, for the sort of products we have, maybe AI, tech, depending on the type of product you have, you know that your profit will be made when it is in every home, it is in every house, everybody is using it. And for that sort of financing or for that sort of profit to be made, you need to be able to access a ridiculous amount of money. Classic example, PayPal, Stripe, Flutterwave, Paystack. You see that kind of 30 million, 500 million, $100 million, right? So be clear. Be clear. Who do I want on board? Do I want technical expertise over cash in the bank? Do I want to be solely involved in the business, or am I willing to have someone else be involved in the business? Many a times it has a lot to do with our personalities. For some, like I said, I'm sorry if I'm going into full teacher scale mode. Please call me back. If you have a certain personality that allows you not to be interested in the day-to-day running of the business, you are just interested in designing your solutions, designing your products, staying creative. Let a venture capitalist run the rest for you. It's good and fine. But at the end of the day, ensure that you understand the terms and conditions. All the gray lines are now white and black. All the T's are dotted. You know, in the next 5 years, this company will become mine, and I am ready to wait it out. So at the end of the day, your decision to go with a venture capitalist is dependent on a lot of factors and not solely on your desire to be liked or to make temporary gain. So that's how I answer that question.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. That's really very, very educative, because most people are afraid of because some people that have spoken about this, they want the startups not to go to venture capitalists at an early stage, for fear of losing control. Yes, for fear of losing control. So they were advised to grow their businesses to a certain level that will make venture capitalists begin to look for them and beg to put their money. Very good.
Thank you so much for saying that. So sorry to cut in, but I also wanted to say something, right?
Okay.
Please, this is not also to run down what anyone else has said, but you also need to understand your risk appetite. Some people are willing to sell it off, right? They're willing to launch, sell it off, collect their money, go and launch something else.
Start again. Very good. Yes.
So if you are that type of person that don't have time for all this scenario, you just want to make money, and you are not pretending that you want to make money, and you have a goods or a service or a product that can make that type of money, find the courage to find the right type of venture capitalist. Let them know that, look, I'm not looking to be involved in the day-to-day business of the running of this business. I just want to sell and go. Own your truth, So at the end of the day, it falls back to you again. Own your truth.
Very good. Okay, so you mean that someone can develop a product, sell it off, and start all over again,
Yes.
and continue to make money, run another job. I think okay, let me not say where it happened, but I think that's also a good strategy of doing business. Just so that's a good strategy. Thank you for bringing that on board here. So let's go to the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still talking about how you can prepare your business for funding, and she's telling us strategies of so many comments here. Which one do I take? Okay. How do we build structures to attract donors? Okay, let me bring this for your attention.
Yeah.
How do we build structures to attract donors, angel investors for corporates and individuals? Can you answer that?
Yes, I'm glad you spoke about structure, because structure is really the meat behind your business. And like you said rightly, earlier on, when you have the right structure in place and you are willing to build for the long term, and that's why I said it all depends on what you want, your risk appetite, and your personality. A lot of Nigerian business, when they don't have time, how much will I make if I give you $1 million? Tell them you will make 2.5 million. They give you the money. When will I get my money back? On Wednesday. They do the risk and they go, right? So if you are looking to build for the long term, if you're looking to build one step, in front of the other, then it's simple. It's simple. Before you can access that type of funding, you need to be clear about certain internal structures and processes. So I would start, it's a lot, but I would attempt to give you a few. You need to ensure that all your documentations are right. For some of you in manufacturing, there are certain organizations you need to belong to. Go and register with those organizations. For certain organizations who are maybe in the food business, you have some rules and regulations, NAFDAC, pay for this, pay for that, have these documents. Ensure that you understand all the documents that are required, and then you begin to take your time to put those documents together. Number two, finances. Look, you need to know, how much is my business making? Some of us think that because I bought at 500 and I sold at 1,000, I am making 500 naira profit. No, you bought at 500, you transported your business for 100 naira. You are paying NEPA bill and rent for another 100 naira. By the time you factor in all these percentages into the cost of your product, maybe your profit is 150 naira. But because you assume that I bought at 500, I sold at 1,000, I am making money, I am making a profit. So you need to understand the details of your business. So what this simply means is, how much am I paying for rent? Even if you're working from home, because remote learning is a norm now, it's becoming a norm, or remote working is becoming a norm. So even if you're working from home, how much are they charging for rental space in my area? If I'm to rent a shop, how much are they charging for it? 200,000 naira for a year. Even if you are running your business from home, you must factor in that 200,000 naira in your product. What is the cost of internet? What is the cost of logistics? Factor in all these costs into the cost of each of your products. I don't want to go into full teacher scale. Factor it into the cost of each of your products. When you factor it into the cost of each of your products, then you now know that when I sell a product at 600 naira, my profit is 150 naira. Then I have set aside my rent money, my light money, my internet money, everything has been sorted out. So my only profit margin from that product is maybe 50 naira, maybe 100 naira. So all I'm saying is, understand your finances to the core. Bank charges. Do you have an annual budget? For example, if you're in the non-profit sector, do you have an annual budget, right? All the products and services that you deliver, how much does it cost you? Do you pay staff salary? Do you have an Excel sheet that shows you how much it costs you to run your business every year? Finances. Understand your financials. Don't be afraid of the numbers. Go and sit with a what do you call them? An accountant or a financial person. Let them explain to you, because you can't run a business successfully if you don't understand the financials. So guys, understanding the financials are very, very important. And then your ability to prepare a convincing business plan. For people in the non-profit sector, it is called a strategy document, but it's pretty much the same thing, a business plan. Do you have a business plan? I'm not talking of the business plan that you wrote since 1922 and then you kept it under your bed and it is there. I'm talking of a business plan that you visit every 6 months, every 3 months, every 1 year, because business plan changes. When I started off, maybe Ugwumba Leadership Talk Show is my competition. By the time I have exceeded 3 years, I'm not like, oh, okay, they are no longer my competition. My competition is now CNN. My competition is now MSTV or one other TV globally. You must be able to keep track, and that is what your business plan does. You need to be able to come back to your business plan in 6 months and say, we have achieved A, B, C, and D. This is no longer our vision. Our vision has changed. So your business plan is a must, and your business plan is not a sitting document. Your business plan is an actual working document, because it allows you to track the progress of your organization. I would leave it at that. But those are some of the things that you must have in terms of structure. Also, you want to have certain documentations in place. Do you have an organogram, even if you are the only person in the business? Do you have an organogram? Are you reporting to the board? How are you hiring staff? Does your staff have a work from home policy documents? Does your staff have a job description, responsibilities that they are committed to? How are they being paid their salary? Are you counting cash? Take your money. Those are the systems, those are the structures that we are referring to. So if I'm to break it into 6 core areas, I would say organizational management in terms of your leadership and all the details that go into it, financials, product, understanding your product offering, when to bring in a new product, when to withdraw an existing product, when to upgrade, understanding partnerships, understanding marketing and communications. The good book will say you don't light a candle and put it under your bed, it will burn down. So when you are selling a product, you put it on top of a shelf, you want to market it, you want people to see, you want people to know. This conversation cannot be exhausted in this meeting, but I hope I have at least given you some touch points that you need to look at. But there has to be a system in place for how you recruit staff, how you work from your office, who reports to who, when an admin staff comes, who does an admin staff report to, and other details like that. That's the structure when it comes to running your business.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You are talking like an expert, and I really appreciate.
Thank you so much.
That's why we brought you here to educate people.
Thank you so much.
Someone is was it Jetty or whatever, and when you said we will appreciate your donors for Africa to consider women entrepreneurs, or your donors to consider women, give them training on entrepreneurial leadership and funding their businesses for optimal growth. So do you approve that?
So DFA is called to non-profits because I honestly genuinely think there are quite a lot of, there are so many opportunities out there. However, we are currently working on something, a blended program with a potential partner, and it's going to be for 3 days actually, and it's free, right? But it's going to be an extremely tedious selection process. So if this is something that interests you, right, you can follow us on Instagram, Donors for Africa, and send us a message there. Tell us you're interested in this blended program. Again, tell us you're interested in the blended program. Alternatively, you can send an email to donorsforafrica@gmail.com. Let the title of your email be called Blended Program. And then as soon as we finalize the fine lines, this is something that's going to happen within the 1st and 2nd week in June. So it's happening next month. So as soon as we finalize with our partner, we will definitely let you know. But yes, DFA has this one-off, and we are working on something with potential partners. But I assure you, there are so many other platforms that focus squarely on entrepreneurs and the solutions that they provide, especially women. Check out AWEF. So sorry, Remy, let me quickly say this. AWIEF. They currently have an accelerator program for women businesses. So please check it out. You also want to check out Oxfam. Oxfam has a program they are currently asking people to apply for. It's in partnership with the EGC, and they're going to be training businesses. So there's so much. There's so many out there.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, yes, I've made it very easy for you to get in touch with her. On the screen is scrolling. You can see scrolling on the screen is the website donorsforafricafoundation.org, www.donorsforafricafoundation.org. On that platform, you'll be able to connect with their social media handles, and then maybe also sign up for their newsletter for more regular updates. Yes, I think that is important if you want to know more and catch up with what they are doing. There are so many comments here. Let me see if we can take this. Okay, Rosalind is saying, wow, this info is illuminating. 1,000 plus training. Okay, good. Then this one is, what are the platforms to go for crowdfunding as Nigerians?
So I mean, I don't sound a bit sarcastic, but just type crowdfunding, crowdfunding, right? You see a lot of these crowdfunding platforms. Just type it out on Google. Crowdfunding platforms. You see a lot of these platforms will pop up. But top of my head, I can tell you, GoFundMe is one of them. They have a strict set of criteria that you need to follow through. For NGOs, the Sterling Giving platform is one of them. It's called Giving NG. If you're an NGO, it's called Giving NG. Please check it out. They have a giving platform. But again, they go through a rigorous selection process. And it's that process you want to ensure that you go through and that you go through properly, right? You can actually just even check it out to know what documentations they require from you so that you can start putting together your own documentations.
Okay, the same Christian who asked the question said, what are the platforms to go for crowdfunding as Nigerians? Because this is a continuation. I noticed that Facebook doesn't permit most Nigerian Facebook accounts to crowdfund.
Yes, so you can't use, you shouldn't, it's not advisable for you to use your Facebook accounts to crowdfund. I mean, sadly, there's a lot of scam out there. People want to be able to, nobody wants to say their platform was what was used to scam another person, right? So please use trusted giving platforms. And that's why I talked about the Giving NG platform for nonprofits, GoFundMe platform for businesses, right? Because most people would ensure you go through their strict eligibility criteria. You must go through it to be sure that you are legit, you are not a 419, you are not a scammer, before they can allow you use their platforms to crowd. So please go through an eligible fundraising platform.
Okay, so Rosalind is also validating what you said, track record from private and public sphere before you go into crowdfunding. That is wonderful. Then this one is saying, Treasure again, tech startup is really fund-oriented, especially publicity and acquisition of some materials. Okay, okay, good. So, okay, what was this one saying? Wilson is saying, good people, great nation. Wonderful. Okay, and Treasure is saying, exactly. Okay, very well. It works mostly in tech startups. What works mostly in tech startups? Okay, maybe venture capital. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gloria is saying branding is key. Branding is key. So, what role does branding have to play in funding? Is there any role your branding plays in funding?
The simplest way I can explain branding, right, is that a lot of people assume branding is the color, your logo, your this. No. Branding is beyond that. Branding, in the simplest way I can say it, is what do people say about Gloria when Gloria is not in the room? That's what branding is. Branding is not what do people say about your product and service when you are not in the room. That's branding. Because branding is perception. Branding is what people think about the Ugwumba Leadership Talk Show, right? When they leave this program, what are they going to say? They would say, oh my God, these guys usually bring phenomenal speakers. You should join this platform, subscribe to the channel, watch the programs, watch some old programs, because they bring top-notch speakers. That's the branding. That's the brand perception, right? Your logo, your color, all those things are beautiful, but they are fluid. They change. But what should not change for you as a business is, what do people say about your product? What do people say about your after-sales service? Do you promise A and deliver 0? Or do you promise 0 and deliver 100%? Because that is what continues to generate business and income for your organization. For me to be able to braid your hair in such a way that in 3 weeks, your hair is still new, your hair is still neat, your hair is still, you will recommend it to 15 other friends. So branding is key, but I wanted to make sure I touch on our definition of branding. Branding is not your logo, it's not your color. Those are elements of branding. Branding is perception. What do people say about your goods and services when you are not in the room? That's branding.
Okay. This one is from Barbara. Barbara is saying financials. Oh, she's trying to. Okay, what you said about getting your financials ready. Not understanding financials have been the downfall of lots of businesses, especially small, medium-scale businesses. Okay, very good. And Priscilla is saying, oh, that's very correct. That's what she said. Okay. Share details. Rosalind, I don't understand what you mean by asking her to share details. Okay, but then that's by the way. This one is from Gloria. You are breaking down of business structure is quite detailed. Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. So they are learning. This one is from Treasure Blended Program, Donors for Africa at Gmail.
Thank you so much, Treasure. Thank you.
Good. Oh, Rosalind said, thank you, Remy, for okay, sharing the website. Good. So, there's so many more. This one is from, oh, mine. I'm impressed with her vast knowledge about business and
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, on this Treasure again, GoFundMe, Starling Giving NGO. Okay, I don't know what that means. So I think let's leave them and go back to our discussion, please. Okay, so talking about, okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, donors for Africa. Okay, this question, I think you have answered it, but let me bring it up again. So you focus more on non-profits. So I want to know exactly what you can do for the entrepreneurs who have startups to grow.
Okay, before I answer your question, Remy, let me quickly talk to the lady who said financials are usually a problem for startups,
okay.
right? So some of the recommendations I would give you are simple, right? You need to find an app that allows you document your inflow and outflow on the go, right? So make your telephone your best friend and download these apps. First one is called Zoho, Z-O-H-O, Z-O-H-O, right? Number two, the second one is called QuickBooks. QuickBooks, when something is quick and then it is a book. QuickBooks is the second one. The third one is called Wave. Wave, W-A-V-E, like a wave in the ocean, right? And there are so many other apps. But what these apps do is that for a lot of us, for a lot of small businesses, the major problem is tracking the income and expenditure. So a great way to do that, when you set up your profile on any of these platforms, right, automatically, when you make a sale of 100 naira, see, you know, our phone is our best friends in this generation. You quickly go to the app and you just put there, Chidi, you sold 5,000 naira to Chidi. Click. Automatically, it generates an invoice. Automatically, it generates an invoice and it sends to Chidi's email account or email address. So what that means is you must have a system of capturing the information of your buyers. Because if you can't track who is purchasing from you, even if you are selling a product and a services in a physical shop, that's why we write out receipts. And then what happens at the end of, because you know that monthly calculations may be a challenge, every Friday before you close your shop, pull out your receipts. How many people? I sold 16 different products at XYZ amount of money. Income generated 5 million, 5 million 5 million naira, right? And then what did I spend on this week? Okay, so, oh gosh, you need to have petty cash. There's something called petty cash where you write out your small expenses, right? What did I spend on this week? I bought pure water, 5 bags. I bought internet recharge card. NEPA came to collect money for our NEPA bill. You just document it. So that at the end of the week on Friday, everything is disciplined. On Friday by 2 o'clock, before you go and pick up your children from school, you simply calculate how much came in on Friday, and and how much did you spend that week? Shikina, keep it and go. If you do this consistently every week, you'll begin to see how much am I generating and how much am I spending. Start from there. Because the moment you start from there and you can master income and expenditure, the rest of it will become a natural hunger to make sure that you do better. Okay, I hope that helps. Let me quickly answer the question, right? What services do you provide for entrepreneurs? Like I said earlier on, DFA is honestly, right? Like if I say anything else, I'm just lying to you. DFA is targeted at social impact leaders, people who run non-profit organizations, and development professionals. However, we have a blended program coming up in June by the grace of God, as soon as we wrap up conversations with a potential sponsor or a potential partner rather that focuses on businesses. So once we, like I said, if you're interested in finding out more about that blended program, send an email to donorsforafrica@gmail.com, title the email blended program, and then you would receive information as soon as it's open. It is free. We're not asking you to pay anything. It is free, right? So that if
Okay. Okay. Are you done? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate you for being part of this show. It's been really interesting, with the amount of information coming out from the expert that we have on the show this afternoon. We are reaching you from the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, from our headquarters here in Abuja. It's been wonderful and highly interesting. So if you want to know more about us, quickly go to our website at www.ugwumbaleaders.org, or on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ugwumbaleaders, or even on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/Ugwumba Leaders. So, Chidi, I don't know if you have taken time to do a due diligence on us about Ugwumba Center for Leaders. So, what can you say about us? Let me take you on that.
I was actually surprised at the level of traction and impact and support you actually have from your community. We connected first on LinkedIn, so I think I judged the organization based on my LinkedIn connection. But I think you have a very thriving community, and I think you're doing not. I don't think you are doing phenomenal work. Yes, you are doing phenomenal work. You're doing impressive work that has that is not, it doesn't have the potential. It is actually changing lives. What I would just implore people to do is share this with other people. Let's form the habit of sharing good news like we do bad news. So let's share it with other people, get other, businesses, entrepreneurs. I mean, recently you launched your, there was the inaugural launch of the
Yes.
coordinators in your different region. Get connected, get plugged in. I can't tell you the importance of an ecosystem. For we in the nonprofit sector, ecosystem has given me access to funding opportunities. It has given me access to work with, I mean, my appointment at the African Union last year was from an ecosystem such as what your show is doing. So I would recommend you find a chapter, be actively involved, share information about the platform, implement the things you get from the platform so that the vision of the organization will be achieved. And then most importantly, after implementing, when you get your results, let them know that you got the results as a result of what they had shared or a speaker that they have brought. Those are the things you can do to support the platform. So I just want to say, well done. This is transformational, and I hope people continue to take advantage of the work that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you for taking the time for this search on Ugwumba Center for Leadership in Africa. We're doing our best. We're doing our best, because we pride ourselves as an impact investment and leadership center. So we are going all out to look for opportunities and that we can bring to young people and women in Nigeria and Africa. So that's what we are doing. That's why we struggle every day, and especially this particular project, where we bring people from across the world, who have stuff like you to come and, empower our people through learning. And that's amazing. We thank you for that time you took to do that. So let's continue the discussion. There are so many government interventions, maybe credit interventions, support for women entrepreneurs, SMEs, led by young people and women. So we want to know if Donors for Africa is involved in any of them. Are you facilitating any of them so that our people can start rushing you now? Is there anyone you're part of?
Not yet, not yet. DFA is not yet involved in any of them, but we are very hopeful that sometime soon we should be able to get on one of those interventions.
Okay. Okay, okay. Now, okay, good. Now, there's you just launch what is called Digital Social Innovators Bootcamp. Digital Social Innovators Bootcamp. Is it for non-profits or is it a mix of non-profits and the social enterprises? So which one?
So
And then
it's,
how can
it's
people
for
benefit from that?
it's for non-profits and social enterprises. Keyword being social enterprises, not businesses, right? Social enterprises who are doing good with the products that they have launched. It's an annual project we host once every year. A call for application opens up in September every year, and we receive applications from people from all over the world, and we give them an opportunity to apply for the program. And when they apply, they go through a rigorous selection process. Once accepted into the program, you go through a very tedious, very rigorous for 3 months is designed to help you start or scale up your existing nonprofit or social enterprise. And once that is done, there is a pitch competition where we finally give people access to financing for the projects that they have run. So we are currently at the pitch level where we are currently reviewing applications that have been received. And the next stage will open up in September 2021, God willing.
Okay, that's interesting to know. I'm showing the website again for the social. We have social entrepreneurs too within the Ugwumba family, Ugwumba community. We have a number of them that are doing a lot of social enterprises, that are changing how things are done in their, like in West upcycling. I can talk about Biliki Sugarba, who won our star prize last year. She's into
Amazing.
yes. She's into upcycling of non-biodegradable waste. She turns them into different kinds of decor items, furniture and decor items. So now talking about our annual grant competition, we have what we call is similar to the Social Innovators Bootcamp we talked about. We have what we call Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge. Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge. Yes, which is a business pitching and grant competition, where we allow young people from across the country to pitch their ideas, after going through a boot camp. They pitch their ideas before a panel of judges and then win our startup grants, ranging from 1 million naira, 700,000, 500,000, 300, and all of that. So, and this has been able to raise over 5,000 young entrepreneurs across the country since we launched out in 2018. So, looking at this and what you are doing, they try to, I think the visions are, I think, very similar. I mean, talking about the Social Innovators Bootcamp. So, is there a future collaboration opportunity you see in this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm always looking to expand partnerships and get into more similar synergies. I mean, we have partnerships with the we have partnerships with the African Leadership University all the way in South Africa, and we work with their social impact community as well. So yes, we're always open to exploring partnerships, common synergies, and as long as it's for the common good of the African continent.
Fantastic. Good. So we have got a new partner this afternoon. Thank you for that. Okay, so we go back to the comment section. So many other comments here. Okay. Okay, this one is from Okay, this one is from Adiwe Priscilla. She said, love what you said about understanding financials. We also assume and not understand and be deterred. Good. Then Gloria is saying, exactly. The quality of services I offer is branding for me. The quality of services I offer, okay, is branding for me. Good.
Yeah.
Then this one is from Danjuma. Danjuma, wow, I have better understanding. Okay, I have a better understanding of branding now. Thanks so much. Then this one is from Roslyn. Mr. Remy, please, this is an appeal from Ugwumba North Central Women, 7 states, to be trained on the how, why, when, what, and it takes to be positioned for attracting donors and accessing funds for our women as individuals and as entrepreneurs, especially as we look towards access to funds through Ugwumba Cooperative. Okay, she's making an appeal for a training on this. We are going to come back to you. Okay, this one is from Dora. Okay, Dora, thank you. Dora from Abuja, thank you. Thank you. You're watching from Abuja. Thank you so much. Then this one is from Treasure Zoho Desk. Zoho Desk QuickBook Waves. Okay, okay, these are the apps that you mentioned, for helping them with the financials. Okay, this one is from Rosalind again. She's so vast with her job, with so many track records. As I just provide her handles, we desire to develop Ugwumba North Central women to become more empowered.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. But by the way, Rosalind is a deputy coordinator of the Ugwumba Women Academy for North Central. So that's why she's. Yes, that's why
she's making a case for our constituency.
yes. She's a good parliamentarian. This is the first time I have heard branding defined in the most simple and wonderful, relatable terms. My take home today. Fantastic.
So
Barbara is happy. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Then this one is from BB Kala Kala. Good day, boss, coach, and great women of Ugwumba. I sincerely appreciate all we have been learning on this platform, and I must say it has opened my eyes wider than it was, and it gingers me more. Thank His Excellency Uchewosu and Honorable Remy for all you're doing and yet to do for women in Nigeria. Indeed, the future is female. You're taking over. Okay, this one is thanks for the recommendation. You just downloaded my Zoho app. Oh, wonderful. Yesterday during the conference we had, they were taught how to take actions, instead of procrastinating, and waiting. So this one, the moment you mentioned Zoho app, she went and downloaded it. That is a good.
Well done.
Yeah, that's the way forward. That means the lecture of yesterday has it's sank into her, and I think it's working right now. Okay, Mr. Remy, your speakers are top notch. Okay, good. Barbara, yes, we don't bring anyhow coaches to come talk to you. Our speakers are usually of international standard, just like Chidi this afternoon. Oh, so many of them. Thank you, Chidi. This is from Rosalind again. Thank you, Chidi, for sharing all of this valuable and priceless info. Please, would love to know if you have a CSR channel towards empowering women with financial literacy plus access to funding to bridge the gap of gender equality as women become more vulnerable to violence without empowerment. This is a question for you.
Okay, yes. We actually have, so part of the work we do at Donors for Africa is that we work with a lot of implementing partners. So yes, we do have a partner who will be happy to deliver but we need to be, before I make that commitment, right, I need to be able to have a conversation with the organization. But they focus on financial literacy, not just financial literacy, but financial literacy and inclusion of women into the financial sector. So I would have a conversation with her, and then we would know, or we'll be able to give Mr. Remy a feedback.
Okay, good. This one is from, this one is thanks to Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa for this initiative, hoping that the lives of African women will greatly improve by this. Okay, that's fine. This one is from Helen, thank you. Oh, this one is Treasure again. From my research, I discovered GoFundMe is not accepting Nigerians. GoFundMe.
Yes, sadly is the reality. But do you find other ones? Check out Giving NG again. Giving NG, GIVING. Giving NG is a Sterling Bank platform.
Okay. Then this one is Rosalind again. Yes, to new partners for Ugwumba. Thank you. You welcome Donors for Africa as our new partner. Then this one is Jennifer watching from Taraba. Oh, that's wonderful. Jennifer, we thank you. We appreciate you. This one is from, making a strong case for my cousins. Rosalind. Okay, this one again is Rosalind. I missed your explanation about branding, Chidi. Can you take that again, please?
Okay, so just quickly.
Okay,
all I said, quickly, all I said was that just your colors, your logo, and your branding elements. That branding is the perception of your customer after they have interacted with your brand. So exactly how I put it exactly is that branding is what other people say about your brand, about your product and services when you are not in the room. That's what branding is. What other people say about your products and services when you are not in the room. And what that simply implies is you must ensure that you consistently deliver excellence so that your brand perception is an organization or a business that is constantly adding value. Say, for this person not to deliver your item today, something happened. That is how much a customer can trust your brand. So that's pretty much what branding is.
Okay, so that's what it is. Thank you so much from Priscilla. Then, okay, from Treasure again, you mean giving.ng, giving.ng. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, Treasure, you have had that giving.ng. I think this is a Nigerian crowdfunding platform. Thank you for that. Then this one is from Rosalie Powerful. Please, can you do Chidi? And we can't wait to get the feedback from. Okay. She said you need to talk to the person and get back to them so that they can continue from there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's been really awesome having Chidi Koldsweat on the show this afternoon. And we are just, this is 1 hour, 11 minutes. We'll be talking about how you can position your enterprise, your business for funding. And it's been amazing, really amazing. Okay, so I beg to let you go, even though it's going to be difficult for my people to allow you go. But Chidi, we want to know, what is your last word for entrepreneurs who are battling with fundraising? What is your word? What is your last word for them?
Thank you so much. Let me quickly say thank you so much for inviting me and for having me on the show. I wish I could see everyone else and chat with everyone else. I like making connections, right? So, but thank you so much, Mr. Remy, for the invitation. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. I'm glad you found our content valuable. Thank you. My last thoughts or what I would like to share, right, is that, see, every business is a seed, right? And every seed has the potential to become a tree. When you take an orange seed, for example, and you open an orange seed, you will find the stem, the seeds, all those interesting things that can become an orange tree. So the small business you are running today can become a business that employs 100 to 1,000 people. It is possible. There has been a saying on social media that says when you see another woman who has, broken the glass ceiling, it's an indication that you can do the same. So don't be jealous of her. I think that's how the message was coined. But what I'm trying to draw out of that inference is that if you have the potential to run a small business, you also have the potential to run a big business. What it takes is a lot of discipline and a seeing eyes. What I call a seeing eyes in this conversation is your ability to see beyond family and friends. It is okay if you want to serve your family and friends. Like I tell people, it's okay to serve your family and friends. You just want to be a woman who just takes care of her home, serves her family, serves her community. It is okay. But I'm just saying that the same capacity you are using to serve your small community, it's the same capacity you can use to change the lives of 100, 1,000 people. Because for every young person you give a job and the person is willing to work, it means you have given them a chance for a better future. So I want us to see the businesses that we run. We need to see it beyond the fact that I own a small shop. A small shop can become a mall. If you're in Lagos, there are so many women in Balogun Market. Balogun Market is like your area market or your big markets in other states, right? Your Sabongeri Market in the north. Look, you will find people who have started from selling abada, selling wrappers, selling little things to grow their businesses into chains of shops in Balogun Market. So what that will take is a high level of discipline where you're not eating your profits, where you're not using your profits to meet immediate family needs, which is very common with women, because my mother did it a lot. Even if she had a 9 to 5, when she was running her shop, as soon as the money for, as soon as we are collecting the money for a product, Chidi, take, go and buy yam and what we used to make dinner. It's a reality, right? However, for you to grow from point A to point B, you must understand delayed gratification. You must understand it's okay for me not to wear a certain type of hair at a certain amount of money. I can plow that money into getting business knowledge, growing my business, buying more products. Delayed gratification. So I just needed to say that it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of vision, a lot of seeing eyes. And that's why I said seeing eyes. Your ability to see beyond where you currently are, right? And to see that for every time you hire one person, you're giving that person a chance for a better future. So your role is so important. Don't downgrade it, whether you are working from your home, whether you're occupying a store in a mall in Abuja, wherever you are, start small, but don't stay small. That's going to be my final feedback to everyone. And God will bless all our efforts at the end of the day.
Yeah. And this is from Rosalind. Thank you, Chidi, for helping us learn, unlearn,
You're
and
welcome.
return. We are thankful, and we are connecting to donorsforafrica.org. This is
You're
not
welcome.
correct. It's donorsforafricafoundation.org. Donors for Africa. See the correct website on the screen before you go to the wrong place. Please look at the screen and see the correct website address, donorsforafricafoundation.org, and not donorsforafrica.org. Please delete it from, correct it on the comments so that other people don't get misled. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is where we are going to, oh, who is this again? Treasure, start small, but don't stay small. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Thank
Treasure says
you.
that okay, he is on the site right now, or she, I don't know who
Thank
that is.
you.
Yeah, I'm on the site now. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to let her go because she's a busy woman, and I think this is
Thank
beyond.
you.
This is almost 1 hour 30 minutes. We have been talking on this show this afternoon. It's been really wonderful having you, Chidi. I'm so
Thank you
excited,
so much.
for
Thank
yes,
you.
for the impact that you have made in the lives of our
Thank
audience
you
this
so
afternoon.
much.
The feedback shows that it was really educative for them. And we thank you. And thank you also for obliging us the opportunity to partner with your organization. When the Enterprise Challenge comes this year. Yes. So
Thank you
we
so
are.
much.
Yes, we appreciate you. And our regards to your team at the back end for the amazing work they are doing. And from all of us here, from my president, Ugwumba Uchewosu, and the team at Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, we want to say thank you for being part of the show. This is where we're going to draw the curtain for today. And it's been really interactive and amazing. Thank you, Chidi, for being part of the show. And I know you'll come back when we call you again. Thank you so much.